And welcome back, everyone. Can you believe it? 10 amazing years. That's how long this guy, Richard Hendrix, has been hosting his youth camp right here at the Harvest Youth Center. And we're sitting down with him for a Sunday sit down. As always, Richard, we appreciate you joining us. First and foremost, man, how does it feel to complete year 10 of this event?
Well, it's been great. You know, we've formed a partnership here with the Harvest Youth Club, and it's been a phenomenal thing for us. But 10 years has flown by so quickly. You know, from doing this while I was in my playing days and now transitioning into my broadcasting career, to keep this camp going, it's really special to me.
You mentioned to some of the campers how some of your counselors now were in their shoes many years ago. Are you amazed at how much they've grown through those years?
Well, that's what I enjoy more than anything. When you have the opportunity to see the growth of the kids. You know, we come in and we teach fundamental skills, stress life skills through academics and other character things that can help the youth as they grow up. And to see it happen before your eyes, come back every single summer and see that someone's gotten a little bigger, a little stronger, a little more confident, and a little bit better, it's just what I really enjoy to see.
I know in the past you said that you're starting to quote unquote feel old because you're starting to see maybe the kids of the people you went to school with. I'm sure that's a continuing situation now in year 10.
You know, the thing about it is that I never feel old personally. You know, I just stepped off the court just about 3 years ago, retiring, and my body was still in this condition I could have continued to play. But you know, when you transition to try to start being a little bit more at home and your children are growing up, you want to start another career, it's hard for you to realize that time has moved forward after you've been playing for over a decade of professional basketball. But when you have the realization that the kids that are in the camp do not recognize you from being a player, that's when it hits you to say, man, time really is moving. But at the same time, I try to do all I can to relate to the kids, to let them have a good experience in the camp atmosphere, to teach them the fundamental skills and the values that I really believe in, and hopefully they have a good time doing it.
It's been a solid year for you when it comes to honors, the SEC honoring you as an SEC legend back a few months ago in Nashville, and then this month you'll also be recognized as a Hall of Fame member of the Limestone County Sports Hall of Fame. How do you feel about that? And also, like, is it real yet for you?
Well, you know, it's a humbling experience. Now, I'm truly honored. You know, I realize that now as my career is finished and I'm getting so much recognition from people from my efforts that I had in my playing days, I truly realize that I could not have done it without the support from my family, my community, my wife, and everyone else who have poured into me throughout the time when I was going through my career. And to finally get some recognition after it's all over, it's not just about me, it's recognition for everyone as well that played a huge part in my journey.
I know one of your biggest heroes is your father, who of course coached you for many years, and he went into the Hall of Fame for Limestone County a few years ago. We talked about that. So now how does it feel to really be a part of that club with him?
You know, one of the few father-son duos in the Limestone County Sports Hall of Fame definitely is something that I'm proud of. You know, I played for him. We were able to reach tremendous heights at Athens High School, get into a state championship game, the best season the program has ever had, and also just the individual work behind the scenes. You know, it takes a lot to help to train up to be a kid to be a really good athlete. And when you have a father who has the expertise to teach you every single day the skills to be good at the sport that you're passionate in, it only makes it much more special when you're able to achieve and then to look back over the years and enjoy in that moment together. It's something I'm really proud of.
Let's talk about transition. Of course, you know, you retired from playing basketball professionally, and now you're in my realm, the role of broadcasting, you know, doing a lot of good work with the SEC network. So you're calling the SWAC championship game down in Birmingham. I'm sure you're enjoying it, but how much growth have you seen from yourself with this?
Oh, I'm enjoying it. For the main thing, it's given me a challenge that matches the type of preparation and competitiveness that I needed as a professional athlete. To come into something that I always kind of aspired to do, that thought maybe something I could do after getting a communications degree from the University of Alabama, to get the opportunity to do that and now be working for ESPN and SEC Network as a color analyst and to work in studio to break down basketball, it's something that I really enjoy doing. And I only hope that for the viewers who get a chance to listen while I am analyzing the game, that they can learn what's going on from a player perspective, who's had experience on all levels, being a star player on a team, being a role player on a team, being someone who hasn't played a lot. I've had a wealth of experience in that. And that's what I hope to try to deliver to the people who are watching games and get a chance to hear me in broadcasting.
Hey, let's talk about your alma mater, Alabama. Coach Nados bringing that team to brand new heights. First Final Four appearance, and eventually losing to the champion UConn in a tough, hard-fought game. Clearly, I know you had to be a proud alumnus, but also, what are you liking about where this team is going under Coach Oates?
Well, you know, as an alum, it's so proud to see, you know, the Alabama brand nationally getting the respect that I always think that it deserved. Now, this is a program that's a proud program. It's had great coaches. They've had great players. They've had great teams, but they've never been able to get over the hump and make it to a Final Four. And all of the credit goes to Nate Oates and his staff and what they've done. The players that are there within the program have done the work and got it done. And me as a former player who has no part of it, is just proud to see it happen. It definitely is something that really, really makes all the former players in the fan base proud to see what Alabama basketball is doing. And not only is what they've done in the recent years, a couple of SEC championships, Final Four and whatnot, and to quite frankly be the dominant team in the 2020s, but the future looks bright as well. Top recruiting classes, big-time players who are staying on campus. So I think they can continue to push it, get back to another Final Four, and maybe even win a national championship.
Let's talk about one of those players. That's Mark Sears. He's from North Alabama by way of Muscle Shoals, deciding to take his name out at the very last minute from the NBA draft. So, you know, you're talking about a guy that's all SEC, All-American, coming back with a loaded group. What sort of impact will it be to have him back in Tuscaloosa for his final season?
Well, it's huge. You know, you're not going to get a high-quality level guard like Mark Sears, you know, just on your roster at any other team. That's a premium position that you want to have. Older, veteran guard that's confident, that can shoot the ball from outside, he can play make for others, he's tough and can defend, and if he can continue to do that, I think that he can continue to lead Alabama back to the Final Four. To me, historically, he had the best season that any individual player at the University of Alabama has ever had. Now, the frustrating thing for me as a fan of Mark Sears and an analyst that watches all of them is, why did the NBA teams not see this as a lottery type talent? I think he is that. When you look at the Jalen Brunson type comparisons, a guy who averages 21 points a game, over 21 points a game, he shoots 90% from the free throw line, 50% from two, and 40% from the three-point line. I don't see how this is not a lottery pick in the upcoming year's NBA draft. Now, to Alabama's, you know, fortunate situation, he pulls his name out of the draft and he gets to come back to Tuscaloosa and continue to lead the Tide. But this is a kid who is absolutely box office and someone you want to see play. And I hope he continues to have another strong season in his last year with Alabama and has a strong professional career. Because to see a North Alabama kid do what he's done, it makes me proud personally.
Speaking of that Alabama 2024-2025 season, I mean, they've got a doozy of a schedule early on. I'm sure you've been paying attention to it. Of course, they're going to play Purdue. They're going to play Creighton, going to play McNeese State, who is a great mid-major coming out of the Southland Conference. North Dakota on the road, where Grant Nelson is from, and, you know, various other great teams before they even get into the tough SEC. For me, I have to ask, like, what is Coach doing to get these guys ready?
Well, I'll tell you, the thing that I love about what Nate Oates does at the University of Alabama, he has supreme confidence, and he will play anyone, anywhere, at any time. And he has a program and a system in which that he believes in and a style of play that he knows how to coach. He knows what he's doing, knows how to recruit to the style and the personnel in which that he wants to have to win. And he's not afraid to schedule top teams and play them early on. Now, they've had years when they've been able to beat those top teams, playing Purdue and Gonzaga and North Carolina, just to name a few teams that they played early on in the season. Last year, they fell a little bit short. But when you challenge your team to play some of the top teams in America early on, you can see what happens when they move into conference play. And Alabama was within a game of winning the SEC last season and obviously gets back to getting to the Final Four. So the idea of challenging his team early on And with the strong roster that he has and the style of play that is very hard for teams to prepare for, he gets his team ready for deep runs later in the season. And he's been able to do that with 2 SEC titles, 2 SEC tournament titles, and finally getting the Final Four.
And just finally, I know you're going to be paying attention to that, but of course, I want to know, are you going to have the front row seat more as an analyst, or are they going to bring you to the studio and hang out with Dory Noka, on SEC Network to kind of break this down? Because, I mean, I know they try to have that rotation. Can you kind of give us an early look at what this is going to be, or is it still waiting to be determined?
It's still baseball season for a lot of these guys. You got to get to football, but I tell you this. It's a joy for me to be with the crew, with the guys in the SEC Network. They bring me in studio and we get to sit around and watch all of the games and talk ball. It's just right up my alley, But at the same time, as much as I enjoy being in studio and talking about all of the teams on the conference slate as well, to be sidelined, courtside with the best seat in the house and watch a team play and listen to the coaches as they strategize and come through their game plans and practices and shoot-arounds, it's just the element that I enjoy being in. You get to be right there and you feel the environment. And if I can articulate what I'm seeing through the experience of my eyes and give that to the viewer so they get a chance to get that picture being painted by a former player who's felt it, then that's where I really find that I really can deliver the essence of what's going on. But either one, studio, sideline, I love both of them. I just love basketball and love talking about it.
Awesome, man. And we look forward to seeing you this upcoming year on the SEC Network and other ventures that will eventually come your way. We're hanging out with Richard Hendrix, all SEC legend, all Athens High School legend, and former Alabama Mr. Basketball. I can't forget about that either. I know it's been a number of years, but there's a big old mural in the edge to say building of you now. I don't know if you know.
Almost 20 years. It's crazy. I look back and it's like, to now, as you mentioned, talking about going into the Limestone County Sports Hall of Fame, it seems like when I see some of my former teammates that helped me to achieve those goals, it seems like yesterday. And that's one thing that I try to convey to all of the young kids. Be in the moment. Enjoy these moments that you have being a high school athlete. Don't rush it, trying to get to the next level if you're not ready to be on that next level. And embrace it, because the memories that you have playing with the kids that you grew up with and going through the grind, going through the struggles, and then getting over it and finally triumphing together. Those are the things that are going to be the long-lasting memories that you're going to have as an athlete when the ball stops bouncing. And that's the thing that I'm most proud of. It's the longevity that I can look back, that we did something a long time ago that I can be proud of.
All right, sounds good. That's Richard Hendrix, former Athens High School star, hanging out here on the Sunday Sit-Down following his 10th annual youth camp at the Harvest Youth Center. Stay with us. We'll be right back.